Welcome, my dear students of CB Packs. I am Santosh Nair, your Padarth Vigyanam expert. Today, we are going to discuss the functions of mind. So, at the end of this section, you will be able to explain the functions of mind, define buddhi, and differentiate dhyana and dhyaya. According to Charaka Samhita, Indriya Abhigraha, Swasya Nigraha, and Uha, Vichara, etc. are the functions of mind. Means the functions of mind has three different domains. First, in the domain of Indriyas, both Gyanendriya and Karmendriya. The second domain is the mind itself. The last domain of the function of mind is the thinking process. Let us consider the last domain first. This is the most important function of mind, and it got its name Manaha from this function, Mananat Manaha. Since it contemplates, it is called Mana. The thought process has got so many shades. Charaka has identified 5 such shades of thinking, which are the most common and prominent. They are Chinta, Vichara, Uha, Dhyana, and Sankalpa. Chakrapani, the commentator of Charaka Samhita, has explained them in very simple terms. Here, I prefer using the original Sanskrit terminologies exactly as mentioned by Charaka as Chinta, Vichara, Uha, Dhyana, and Sankalpa. Because the exact translation of these terms are not available in English language. Of course, many scholars have made attempts to translate them, but these translations are only approximations and made the sense of these terms more complex and thus led to confusion. Moreover, the scholars who made an attempt to explain them in vernacular language also failed to convey the idea in a simple way. Therefore, I have made a humble attempt to explain these terms through a brief story, the story of Victoria and Musa, Part 1. I request all of you to listen the story carefully because I will walk you through this story again and again in my next 10 classes to explain the core concepts of Ayurveda like Buddhi, Ichha, Desha, Dhi, Dhridi, Smriti, Pragyaparata, Dharma, Adharma, etc. So, listen the story of Victoria and Musa carefully. Once upon a time, there were two friends, Victoria and Musa. They were very intimate friends. They shared their childhood experiences, discussed about their pastime hobbies, their future dreams, etc. After some time, somehow, fissure happened between them, as usually happens in Bollywood celluloids. They used to fight frequently, and finally they separated and became sworn enemies. Now, listen very carefully. We are now going to track only Victoria to know what happened to her. After her separation from Musa, Victoria recollected the quality time she spent with Musa, the taste of the ice cream they enjoyed together, the time they spent together in the restaurant, about their frequent fights, and finally about her separation with Musa. Victoria became very upset, angry, dejected, depressed, desperate. After recollecting her experiences with Musa, especially the bad ones, she took a strong decision to teach Musa a lesson. Finally, Victoria decided to torture Musa. At the end, Victoria decided to register an FIR against Musa. Victoria succeeded in registering an FIR against Musa on flimsy grounds. Now, let us rewind. The entire incidences happened to Victoria after taking the decision to separate from Musa. She recollected her various experiences with Musa. This kind of thinking by which we recollect our past experiences is called dhyana. So, dhyana is the thinking process by which Victoria recollected her past experiences with Musa. And whatever experiences she recollected are called dhyayam. Dhyana is a kind of thinking process, whereas the subject or topic of dhyana is called dheya. Dhyana is the one of the functions of mind, whereas dheya is one of the objects of mind, also called mano artha or mano vishaya. Friends, you should keep in mind that dhyana generally means meditation, but in the present context, it is not meditation but recollection, as evident from the description by Chakrapani. According to Chakrapani, Dheyam Bhavana Jnana Vishayam. Dheya is the object of Bhavana Jnana. Bhavana Jnana means smriti or recollection. So, dhyana is the thinking process of recollection. Now, let us take a detour and see what's the function of buddhi. After dhyana or recollecting her experiences, especially the bad ones with Musa, Victoria took a strong decision to teach Musa a lesson. This decision was taken not by the mind. This decision was taken by Buddhi of Victoria. Buddhi takes a decision based on various thoughts and a conclusion produced by the mind. The mind collects the data, analyzes it, and makes a conclusion and reports this conclusion to Buddhi. If Buddhi gets a report from mind, it should take a decision accordingly. Buddhi has no autonomy but only to follow the report of mind and take a decision accordingly, whether the decision is right or wrong. So, the function of buddhi is to take a decision. Nischayatmika buddhi. At the end of this section, we have three take home messages. First one, the mind has three functional domains. One, it functions along with the Gyanendriya and Karmendriya. Second, the domain of the mind itself. Third, the domain of various kinds of thinking processes. The second take home message is dhyana is a function of mind, whereas dhyaya is an object of mind. Finally, about buddhi. Buddhi is that agent which takes a decision based on the inputs of mind. Hope you have enjoyed this section. Thank you. Take care.